Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Linz, and today we are going to be going over our gut and stress, how stress affects our gut and how that plays a role with how we feel. Now this is like a spin-off from last week's video. If you caught it, if you didn't, you should check it out, about stress, fatigue, energy problems, our adrenal glands, our cortisol hormone. We're going to spin off of that and dive in deep with how stress then affects our gut health. But before I get into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below so you never miss another helpful video. So some things I have been hearing lately is I feel very bloated, more so than normal. My poop problems are back again, or my poop schedule has changed, so I'm not pooping as often, or my poops are not very pleasant. So a change in bowel movement. So let's go over a little bit about what I went over last week, which is our adrenal glands and our cortisol hormone, which is our stress hormone. Now, our cortisol hormone comes from the adrenal glands. Our adrenal glands produces that. And our cortisol hormone is not a bad thing. What is supposed to happen, like back in the day, I always use this example, when you get scared by a bear, our cortisol hormone would rise, our body would be ready to fight or flight, and to fight off the bear and to protect ourselves. And with that, then our cortisol hormone would then decrease again, and we're good to go. Our body, our mind is happy for the most part, even though we just got attacked by a bear, but we're nice, we're happy. Nowadays, what tends to happen is that cortisol hormone is always up, putting our body always in that fight or flight state, which is no bueno when it's chronic. Our body doesn't know the difference between emotional stress or physical stress. It's going to react the same. So now think about our everyday activities. We have work stress of running the kids around. If we're adding in those processed foods, that does cause stress on the body. And then we have physical stress. So if we are someone that does really intense workouts every single day, or we have a physical job, these can all cue up that cortisol hormone constantly and cause that chronic feeling of stress. So this can get us on a vicious cycle of feeling many ways. Some of the things we talked about last week was being super tired, drained, and really just not being able to get that energy back. Another thing that I briefly wanted to touch on is that it can cause chronic inflammation, and that's one of the root causes of diseases, from autoimmunity to even causing something like high blood pressure. One interesting thing too, when we have that constant release of cortisol, what can end up happening is injury to our intestinal lining. And again, if you've heard me talk about the gut before, I am obsessed with the gut lining because it is our huge protective barrier for things to get through into our bloodstream. We want our gut lining to be nice and taut. We want it taut like a tiger, okay? What happens is, with stress, for example, the cortisol hormone, it causing that injury to the intestinal lining, it gets nice and loose. And we don't want a loose intestinal lining, because what can happen is undigested food particles, we got pathogens, we got bacteria, we have toxins getting through the gut lining. And then you want to know where it goes? It goes to the bloodstream. And then the bloodstream, it communicates with the rest of our body. It also fires up certain cells like our immune cells. Our body doesn't know what's good or bad, and it can have a cascade of problems happen. It is so hard to do a direct cause and effect because this is built up over time. This is chronic stress we're talking about here. So when that leaky gut occurs, this can start to affect our immune system, our immunity. It can affect down the road some autoimmune problems, things like thyroid problems, food sensitivities, food allergies in general. It can just really wreak havoc. So it's just another example how stress and the gut are related, and it's very important to whoo-saw every now and then. And the last point I want to make here with the gut related to stress is just our nervous system being overstimulated all the time, that fight or flight state. When that happens, I don't know about you, I've had this before where I get butterflies in my stomach and I feel like I gotta go to the bathroom, or something funky's happening down here, I got some kind of gut feeling. That's really when we're overstimulated. And with this can come things like IBS and bloating. Okay, so these are things just to be aware of, again, with our gut when it comes to stress. Now, some things to help. It can be annoying when people are like, stop being so stressed all the time, and you're like, excuse me, that's my life. Like, I get it. I understand that it can be difficult. But if we can add in things like physical activity, it can be something like walking, stretching, doing some drills like hip hinging. It doesn't have to be intense. That can help. Getting good restful sleep, nourishing foods, all of that can help with de-stressing our body and just taking a second to unwind. And this is also a perfect example of why I always recommend a daily gut supplement like the OptiGreens 50. I'll put that below if you want to check that out, because we are under stress all the time and our body does need that extra help with something like a good supplement to help that gut lining, to help the bacteria, to help all those good things. This is also why we have the 21-day gut cycle course starting up on Monday, and I couldn't be more excited about that. I would love to have you join us in that if you are looking to learn more about gut health. All right, guys, that sums it up. Everything I talked about, I'll put below as far as links go. And if you have any questions, put it in the comments. I'm always here to help you guys. I love you so much. Have a great day.